Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call to order the March 18th, 2026 Joint Finance, Audit, Budget, and Internal Services Committees. Please rise for the pledge. Next item is adoption of the agenda. I'll take a motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt Van Sickle.
Support.
Motion from Commissioner Van Sickle, support from Commissioner Grote. Comments, questions on the agenda? Seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next item is approval of minutes dated February 11th, 2026. Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Support.
Motion from Commissioner Goike, support from Commissioner Perna. Comments, questions, changes to the minutes? Hearing and seeing none, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
How do we know that? We haven't voted yet.
Thank you. Next is going to be, we're going to have fun today. Public participation. Anybody from the audience wishing to speak, you have a maximum of 3 minutes to speak on any item on today's agenda. There will be another public participation before the end where you can speak on anything you wish. Anybody for the first public participation? Okay, seeing none, we will close that and move on to item 6, which we have 2 presentations today. The first is 2026 Student Government Day Scholarship Essay winner, McKenna Howard. And the next one is Finance Department Quarterly Financial Report for the period ending December 31st, 2025. I'll take a motion to receive and file those presentations.
Motion received and filed.
Motion from Commissioner Wallace, support from Commissioner Haw. And with that, Commissioner Bueno. And McKenna, if you want to come up.
Doesn't it where?
Yes, we're just going to go right here. So I just want to thank you for coming today. Of course. I know you weren't able to come on Student Government Day because I think you had a number of extracurricular activities. So that's just even more impressive. But congratulations to you. You were the winner of the Student Government Day Scholarship Essay. For those in the audience that don't know, you had to write an essay on social media and how it impacts mental health, and it was stiff competition. There were quite a few essays, and the commissioners did not have to read all of those, but we had to read the top, I think it was 6, and they were all very, very good. So, to be nominated and to win that essay just is a testament to how well written yours was. So congratulations, and I don't know where that big check is because we're supposed to be able to do a picture. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Thank you. I should be able to see it, but I did take my glasses off.
And you need glasses, girl.
Coming up the stairs.
So congratulations from us and Advancing Macomb because they are the ones that sponsored this scholarship. So. Sorry.
I'm Lauren Brosh, Vice
Lauren,
Chair.
nice to meet you.
Nice to
Yep.
meet you too. Yes, I'm not McKenna.
Hi, I'm Serena Chambers, Administrative Manager with it.
Nice to meet you. So thank you again. We got to let the other gentleman know, but we really appreciate your support of this. So I'll hold this big check. Okay, perfect.
Oh, is she coming in front of us at all? No,
Thank you, appreciate it.
I guess not.
Oh, Grandma.
Did you get one too? Okay, good. Yeah, congratulations again.
Congratulations again, McKenna. Now we will move on to the quarterly report from John. Almost as exciting as giving away a scholarship. John, go ahead when you're ready.
You said it. Well, thank you, Commissioners. The fourth quarter reports presented to you provide a comprehensive overview of the county's financial position at year end and is consistent with the board's reporting requirements, including budget to actual comparisons, prior year benchmarks, and detailed fund level reporting. At a high level, the county closed the fiscal year at a stable financial position. The general fund reported a total fund balance of approximately $131.4 million, including $125.2 of unassigned fund balance, which continues to provide a strong financial cushion into the 2026 fiscal year. It is important to note that as we finalize the fiscal year, some figures may fluctuate slightly during the audit and closing process. This is largely due to the county's use of the modified accrual accounting process, which is standard for all governmental funds. Under this approach, revenues are recognized when they are measurable and available to fund current operations, and expenditures are recorded when liabilities are incurred. A key component of this is the availability concept, often applied using the 60-day rule. This means that revenues, particularly property taxes or intergovernmental revenues, are only recognized in the current fiscal year if they are collected within the 60 days of the year end. If they are received after that window, they are deferred and recognized in the following year. This differs from a cash basis of accounting, where transactions are recorded when cash is received or paid, or from the full accrual accounting, which records revenues and expenses when they are earned or incurred regardless of timing. As a result, year-end adjustments, especially related to receivables, payables, and grant reimbursements, may slightly shift as final collections and accruals are determined. From a revenue perspective, the county achieved approximately 91.6% of its amended budget across all funds. While this reflects a modest variance from the budget, it is largely attributed to the timing of grant revenues and reimbursements at the point these reports are required to be presented, which can shift between reporting periods. Core revenue streams, including property taxes, state revenue sharing, and service-related fees, remain consistent and, in several cases, performed favorably compared to the prior year. On the expenditure side, spending remained well controlled, with total expenditures at approximately 85.4% of the amended budget. The general fund operated at approximately 90.5% of its budget, reflecting strong management and departmental spending. Variances are primarily related to timing of expenditures, personnel vacancies, and operational efficiencies gained. At a fund level, performance varies as expected across a large and diverse set of operations. Several funds, particularly grant-funded programs, show timing-related variances in both revenues and expenditures. These are consistent with normal funding cycles and are not indicative of structural concerns. Additionally, included in the quarterly reports are a complete list of budget amendments and line item adjustments for the fourth quarter of 2025, a report of vacant full-time positions by department, and the fourth quarter capital improvement plan update. And I'm available for any questions if you guys have any.
John, thank you for the report and the update. Before we get to questions, I just want to mention quickly, Chair Sabatini, myself, John, his team, and the executives team have been in pretty constant conversation. We're going to meet next week about this report specifically, trying to make it a little more easy to read, a little more transparent for not just us, but the taxpayers as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little more summary to it as well, to go with the numbers. But that is something we're going to work on moving forward, and I think it's going to provide a even better picture of our finances. So I want to thank John and his team for being willing to do that with us. And I see no speakers. Thanks, John.
All right, thank you very much.
Commissioners, we had a motion and support for items A and B. Please vote.
Commissioner Perna, the system didn't capture your vote. Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next is item 7, which are department recommendations. We have 3 change orders, contract, Granger Construction, Central Intake and Assessment Center. We have change order number 7 in the amount of $248,275.17. Change order number 8, $222,767.55. And change order 9, which is $3,065,158.70. I will take a motion to refer all 3 of these items to full board.
So move, Van Sickle.
Support Center.
Motion from Commissioner Van Sickle, support from Commissioner Ha. Ben, they're all teed up for you. Welcome back. Go ahead.
Super exciting stuff. So these 3 change orders, these are part of our normal construction with the jail project and central intake. The reason you're seeing all these today is really after we met the change order threshold, but these are all part of the normal kind of projects, how projects go, and we add things, we deduct things, we kind of go with the flow and make decisions along the way as we need to. So I'm going to keep it real brief on each of these. As you notice in your packet, it contains a ton of backup information, and that's just so you guys can see what our process is. It's very detailed, very lengthy, but we go over these every week, and we go over them as a group, and it takes a tremendous amount of time. But in the interest of time here, I'm just going to briefly go over what these are about. For, let's see, item 7A, which is change order number 7. It is basically, it's made up of a couple adds, access panel and door changes from heavy-duty commercial to detention grade. Some plumbing system changes to acorn valves, plumbing fixtures changes in valves and CIP, so in the tower, to existing chases. The deducts in here, some ceiling height adjustments, some shower pan credits, commercial door changes, and some fireproofing. So again, it's a lot of information. There's a lot of backup on it. It's not super exciting, but just kind of part of the deal. So that is item change order number 7. Change order number 8 is made up of many change order requests as was 7. It's inclusive of detention door changes per our page term with the sheriff. So when we make any sort of decisions with the plans, the blueprints, or layout, we will sit there with the sheriff's department and their individuals and do a page-by-page turn of the blueprints to make sure that everything that was changed or everything that was designed is adequate. So that was a reflection there. Some unforeseen conditions with the duct bank. We made some countertop changes with the solid surface. The fire department connection, there was a code interpretation update we had to account for. And hard seams on solid surface countertops in lieu of caulk seams, and in order to avoid pick points for inmates. And that's a couple reasons. We've had issues in the existing tower with areas that were not security caulked where the inmates kind of pick at it and pull the caulk out. So we'll change that a little bit. Number 9, change order 9 is kind of the big one. The bulk of change order 9 is related to structured cabling. Structured cabling in construction is the planned standardized installation of low voltage cabling systems, including voice, data, video, security. Their scope was not originally included in the CM's contract, so it was originally not included with Granger's scope, but we later determined to move it into their scope for continuity's sake, as the subcontractor installing the pathways will now be the same company doing the cabling. Additionally, it's important to note the funding for this item was pulled out of the technology budget and moved into construction. So this is not a net add to the project. It's shuffling money within our budgets of the construction. Total amount for structured cabling is $2,465,054.31. There's also some additional minor items included in change order number 9. That's all I have for change order 7, 8, and 9.
Ben, thank you for the presentation and all the information that was included in our
Yes,
packet.
absolutely.
It was extensive.
It is.
Commissioner Van Sickle.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ben. You sort of answered one of my questions, but we had some budget, in the budget for the building project, there was a contingency fund on top. Do you know how much of that is left and how much has been allocated?
We can get you a report. I don't have the numbers offhand.
Okay.
There's all sorts of buckets and different pathways, but we can send a report over to Kyle.
Yeah, the 3 million, of course, caught my attention, but then you said it was a
It's not
transfer.
contingency, yeah, it's just
so-
a budget shuffle. Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner. Chair.
Don, on the central intake assessment dashboard report, it shows contingency fund
Okay.
defined there.
I'll
I just happened
That's
to
up
be
to
reading
date too,
it.
right?
I'll dig
It-
that
it-
out.
Yeah, so, yep, that's up to date. So we do that kind of right before it goes onto the agenda.
Beat me to it. Thank you,
Yep.
Commissioner. Chair Sabatini.
Thank you, Chair. Ben, just a couple questions. First of all, the solid surface counters, I think that's a great decision. I know Dr. Emboyer has been touring other facilities and gaining knowledge, and the whole team has. These little things make a big difference in the scheme of this project, so thank you for that dedication to the team on that. Can you talk a little bit about the MEP changes in the cells and what that specifically is related to in that change order? I
Which
think
change
it's
order?
the last one.
And number 9.
Yes.
Hold on, check my information here. Hey, Brian, do you know specific MEP changes? I have, no,
I thought it was in.
MDF closet, the split, is it the split?
Yeah, so that's the additional,
Yeah,
like.
split units.
Yeah, it's the computer room AC unit. So as a lot of the items got consolidated for the IT systems, it got brought into a room into the garage basement, which needs some additional cooling power to make sure everything runs right. So as the loads and everything got understood there, that'd get added onto the project. We didn't have the heat loads at time because all the items had to be purchased. So once that was realized, then that got added into the project.
Okay, great. Thank
It's
you.
a pretty standard split system that we put in a lot of the data closets and things like that across the county.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks, Chair. Seeing no other speakers, commissioners, please vote. Ben and team, thank you.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Next is going to be item 7D and E. D is a budget amendment, Finance Department, Plant Moran contract extension in the amount of $100,000. And E is contract with Plant Moran, extension of prior engagement not to exceed $130,000. I'll take a motion to recommend both of those to full board.
So moved. Support.
Motion from Commissioner Wallace, support from Commissioner Lucido. John, go ahead.
Yeah, so the Plant Moran contract is really just an extension of the current contract in place, just adding an additional quarter to that. The budget amendment that's being proposed in here is an interdepartmental budget amendment, just moving items from one portion of the finance budget to another portion of the budget to cover those costs as part of the contract extension.
Thank you, John. Any questions from commissioners? I don't see any. Please vote.
Commissioners, motion passes 10-0. Commissioners Zinner voting no.
Thank you. Next is going to be item 8, which is correspondence. Take a motion to receive and file the CIAC dashboard report for March of 2026 and the open bids as of March 18th, 2026.
So moved. Support.
Motion from Commissioner Lucido, support from Commissioner Wallace. Any questions on any of those? I don't see any. Commissioners, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
In 20 minutes or less, I'm happy to turn it over to Commissioner Van Sickle.
Thank you, Commissioner Kraft. We'll start with the Internal Services Committee Department recommendations. I'd like to make a motion for A and B to move to full board. And this is for Budget Amendment, Capital Improvement Fund, Treasurer's Office Furniture Procurement for $302,980.34.
So move.
Support.
Thank you. Commissioner Haw and Lucido made the motion and supported it to move A and B to full board. When you're ready.
get my stuff together. A lot of papers today. So, item 10, A and B is a purchase agreement and subsequent budget amendment for interior environment. It is inclusive of furniture, cabinetry, miscellaneous counters, cubicles, furniture installation, and accessories for the Treasurer's Department. For those of you that recall, the Treasurer's Office renovation was brought to the board in January of 2026. The construction began on March 9th and is progressing well. Treasurer's Office furniture is original to the admin building construction in the late 1990s. All the products in this purchase are commercial quality that carry a minimum of a 10-year warranty. The bulk of the products are all steel or gun lock, which is a 12-year warranty. This purchase is part of municipal purchasing co-op known as Omnia. Through Omnia, Macomb County receives the highest tier discount on furnitures and fixtures. It is a regional public bid that the county can use to optimize bid responses and pricing. The current Omnia all-steel furniture contract is currently better than pricing we see in federal GSA pricing schedules.
Thank you. Seeing no speakers, please vote. I'm sorry, Chair Sabatini, did you come in at the last minute?
I just wanted to give some comments really quick, if I could, Chair.
Certainly.
I had a chance to go tour the second floor with the treasurer, and they are moving quick down there. They got everything boxed up. I walked into Skip's office, and there was nothing in there, so I was wondering if Skip was doing something, but then I realized they were actually under construction. So, but no, I think the project's going well, and I know Ben and team has been handling that. I think it's all internal with our contractor there, so good job. Thank you, Chair.
Now, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Item 10C, contract with Plante Moran Realpoint, task order number 4 for Macomb County Salt Barn owner representation, project management services for $100,000. I need a motion to move to full board.
Chair, I'll make a motion.
I'll support.
Thank you. Commissioners Sabatini and Perna made the motion and supported it to move 10C to full board.
Good afternoon again. This is my last item, I promise. Full disclosure, my notes on this didn't print out, so we're gonna go off the cuff. But task order number 4 is owner's representation and project management services from Plante Moran Realpoint. As you guys are aware, we have a few irons in the fire over at FNO. We currently have 7 projects that are under construction. I have 5 that are in design right now, another 5 that are in the queue. We currently only staff, unfortunately only staff 1 project manager for all these projects. So what's happening now is we're divvying up that work between myself, Joe, and one of our foremen within the office. So really, this is kind of third-party project management. This will cover all project management for that salt barn project that we're currently underway with the permits and design and all that good stuff. So this makes sure that we can dedicate 110% to that project, make sure we're covering all our bases and giving it the time that it needs. As you're aware, these 2 departments, both Martha T. Berry, which we have 2 projects going right now, and Department of Roads were kind of added to the FNO plate at the end of last year. So it's not something I completely accounted for. I did ask for a couple positions, which were not given, which is fine, and we're working through it. But this is kind of that third-party resource that I'm going to need to use on some projects to make sure that we have the attentiveness to them that we need. So this is full project management.
Thank you. Commissioner Goike?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ben, for being here.
Of course.
I just, with my background in the construction industry, this just puzzles me why we need Plante Moran on this project. Because, the architecture has to put a stamp on it, and then you've already got it out to a general contractor to do it. And all of the jobs I've ever worked, that's the general contractors. He does, making sure all the timelines are met. with hiring his subcontractors and going through. And we could also have the utilization of our own Department of Roads for doing the concrete testing. We have all the facilities for that. Yeah, that with the guys taking out their tubes and stuff to do it. They do it for the highway work now. So, understanding with that going on, I just, in my, vision, it's something like for yourself would only have to go out there weekly and just check with the general contractor to make sure and then see and follow through on everything. So I cannot support that.
Okay, so a lot to unpack there. I'll tell you that a little frustration from my side, honestly. When I asked for those positions, you indicated to me that I should contract those out instead of allocating project management for years to come with the county. So that's what's in front of you today. The road commission, and while you think it's only an hour a day, I imagine it being probably 6 to 8, maybe 10 hours a week. We have to maintain visits to the site. We have to maintain meetings with planning. We have to maintain meetings with inspectors. It's not just an hour a week. It's not just me stopping by the site. My staff work very hard, making sure that all these jobs stay on budget, stay on the timeline, and I can provide to the county what they deserve. And this project and a few more I have coming up, I can't promise the board that I have the time or the staff to do it. And I'm here telling you that this is my opportunity and this is what I'm asking for, and I think it'll be extremely helpful. And we can't do testing internally. It has to be third-party testing. And I understand they have engineers in the roads, but this board put me in charge of that project. It is my project, not Department of Roads. So that's where I'm at today.
I just want one correction. I didn't say that you didn't need, for more, I understand the scope of having some people. So it's just to add on for that. But on a job like this, most of it's a general contractor's responsibility on this is not, there's not a lot of wiring, not a lot of plumbing. In fact, I don't believe there's any. I mean, they do have some wiring for the lights and stuff inside, but it's basically, concrete forms on the outside and then putting the structure up on the top and then doors.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Okay, well, matter of opinion then, okay. We all got them. So, thank you.
Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ben, I have a question about the cost. A lot of times when we see these, it's a percentage of the project. Why is this one a flat fee as opposed to a percentage?
So typically we use Plante for owner's rep. This is more project management with a little bit of owner's rep in there with budgeting and stuff. So they look at it hours per week. So it's based on workload.
Okay, and this is just for this one project?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Sabatini.
Thank you, Chair. Ben, in regards to utilizing Plan Moran in this capacity, could there be something where, when we did talk during budget in regards to using them as a third party across the board or whomever to help with all these little projects that are going on, is there more of an advantageous way to handle this rather than just contracting them on each specific project? Or is this how they do business and this is the only way they want to do business?
I'll answer it this way. So obviously we come over with our capital plan. The problem becomes is, we could look ahead and say, hey, is there a cost savings if you project management for this, this, and that? The problem is we don't always get to this, and that. We don't make it there. So I hate to go to them as a package deal because we may get a better price. But I don't know, design has been taking a long time on projects, and sometimes I'm surprised and it comes early. So we don't really know when they're going to occur per se, and if they'll be delayed till next year. So it's hard to really package that.
Okay.
And then at the same token, as I'm starting new projects, sometimes projects are tailing off. So I'm kind of juggling as I go. We kind of do it real time, and we look at the projects as we bid them and say, how am I going to staff it? And that's the way we really look at it. It's hard to say, like, just thinking outside the box. This is new to me. I've never contracted out project management, so this is kind of a test case, and it's a good test case for us. So it's new. I've never done it.
Okay. When does this project, I know we just recently approved this, when does planning start? Like what's the timeline on this project specifically?
So the planning starts, it's already started, to be honest. A little bit slow to go, kind of waiting on this, but we have to go back to the planning commission in Shelby Township, work on some of the site plans with them. So Moran and their project management team will help with that. We've been working with Rewald, all the contracts are signed, and starting to get kind of submittals. So it's going. When it'll start, month or two. It just depends how slow the permitting process is.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Lucido.
Thank you. So 2 quick questions. Kind of what Chair Sabatini was referring to. Like, so for Plante Moran, like, is there a way, because we are going to be using them for multiple projects, and I understand, like you were saying, like, we don't know what projects we're going to be doing for sure, whatever. But is there a way maybe to go out for bid for, like, to have a project manager for so many hours? Like, if this is for so many hours, you said that they were billing this for hours.
Yeah.
So if we did like a larger amount of hours, and then we could put them on the projects that we wanted to, if we had those hours, like maybe we could get a better rate.
Yeah, I could certainly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I could
Like
certainly.
per hour rate if we were bidding it out like that way, and then maybe one project we're not going to do, but then we can put them on a different project, because there's always different projects going on in the county. I mean,
Yeah, I could certainly ask Andy and his team what that would kind of look like.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain.
like kind of like almost on like a
'Cause
retainer.
it's like, it's
like
hard for
almost
me
like a
to
retainer. Like
promise
we would be like a lawyer. We get an hourly rate for our attorneys. So that was number one. So my second question is, would it be an issue if we postpone this till next month's committee meeting?
Not ideal, but we'd make it work.
Okay,
We do
thank-
what we do.
Thank you.
And I just have one quick question. You mentioned hours, and hours have been kicked around, but is this a flat $100,000 fee, or is this like a not to exceed, but they're billing by the hour?
That's a flat fee.
Okay.
It's based on project cost, or not project cost, sorry, project duration, anticipated project duration,
Okay.
construction, planning process, permits, closeout, punch list, all that.
Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Chair. Ben, one more question about funding. It's listed in our paperwork that it's coming from the fiscal year 2026 Michigan Transportation Fund and MDOT trunk line dollars. What can we use those dollars for? Because the page referenced in my book is all road projects, so I just want to
So that's,
clarify that.
that's where the funding came from for the salt barn.
Okay.
Brian had originally budgeted 2.5 million. It came in 1.7, so there was some funds to play with, plus the 19% contribution from the state. So it's the same capital fund.
Got it.
It's just, that's new to me too.
I got it. Thank you, Ben. Thank
Yeah,
you, Mr.
yeah.
Chair.
Commissioner Sabatini.
Thank you, Chair. In light of what we just been talking about, Ben, I'm gonna amend my motion to move this to the Internal Services Committee on April 14th, so we can have some more conversations with you and your team to see if there's some other solutions for you relative to all these projects that are going on with your department. So,
Does the second agree?
Or, I'll second.
No, the second of the original
Oh,
motion
there
has
we-
to agree.
it's Harold.
Yeah, was that me?
Who did the original motion second?
Perna.
Perna?
I agree.
Commissioner Perna, do you? Okay. The second agrees. So we'll now vote on the amended motion to move this item to internal services next month.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to 10, I'd like to take D and E together, Budget Amendment, Capital Improvement Fund, Integrations Contract Amendment Number 8 for Workday Services, $879,291. I need a motion to move D and E to full board.
So moved.
Support. Thank you. Commissioner Wallace and Perna made the motion and seconded it to move 10D and E to full board.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. The first item I have there is Workday. As we build out Workday, we prioritize items that have most value and impact. We did a study last year for the financial side, and quite a few of these items we're bringing to you are, part of the outcome from that study. The first one is a review and adjustments to our cost centers and how we should do that moving forward. The second is the implementation of a budget module, which will significantly improve the way we do budgets in the county. Currently, we use spreadsheets, and having that integrated into Workday would be a significant improvement. Then also comes the teller integration for the treasurer's office, which will automate, for example, reconciliation. Budget checking will eliminate the need for manual budget checking. Square integration is the Square system is the treasurer's preferred payment process or online payment process. And to integrate that would help significantly. Scan to OCR will convert documents to be editable as well as searchable. The use of the project management module would help specifically IT and F&O who do a lot of projects. It will help us a lot to be able to project management our cost or cost for projects that we run. Then there's a few on the HR side, recruiting and leave. Management will streamline recruiting for HR to do more accurate processing of applications. E-Verify is to verify employment eligibility of new hires. Flex time will allow employees to verify their daily start and end times rather than using a 9-to-5 fixed schedule for everybody. We also want to do the HR side of Workday, a Workday assessment for the HR side of Workday to ensure that we are using the system optimally. There's an OEX and Amazon punch-out module, and what that basically do for us is to connect users directly to supplier sites, and allowing us to do shopping like you pretty much do it on Amazon itself, but it is integrated. And then the last item is to integrate MCA into the processes and purchasing into Workday, which they don't do today.
Thank you. I don't see any other questions, but I have a couple. On the OCR, is that going to be something that's available to all county employees?
Yes.
So what, they'll scan something on a local scanner and submit the scan, and it'll be OCR and sent back?
Anything that you submit in Workday then will be searchable, and, just like you convert a PDF document to a Word document, for example. Yes.
Okay, good. Commissioner Sabatini.
Thank you, Chair. Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Commissioner.
So really quick, in regards to the item 13 that's on the list here, the inventory and purchase orders for MCA. So they're not using anything in our systems right now.
They are not in Workday.
Okay, so what's their current process?
I think it's manual mostly,
So this would be a huge,
spreadsheet, it would be used.
huge changeover for them. Okay. The other one with the treasurer, there's two items here for the treasurer. So this is for the credit card processing for his two items, integration into Workday.
That's correct.
Okay. The only one I have an issue with, I know this is pooled resources, is the adaptive planning with the Office Connect for finance. Just based on where we're at right now with the timeline, we're in the middle of audit, going into budget. I think this one is just a little too proactive in my opinion. But I know it has to be done, and this is something that we've been talking with finance for quite some time to really utilize Workday in its full capacity. So I don't have a problem supporting these items, but I would like to remove that estimate from the proposal or the contract. So that would change the total value to $500,000 of the total contract, and I'm willing to make that motion, providing we can get that updated contract by full board next week. And then I would like to get basically, as we move forward and then as we get closer to Q4 on this additional item for the adaptive planning with finance, that can be brought to us at a later date with the status update of all these other projects that are going on with Workday. And if there's support for that, Chair, I'll make that motion.
I'll support that. Do we not have a motion on the floor?
The motion has to be changed.
My motion, Chair, is to amend the existing motion.
Okay.
I should say that there is an existing motion on the floor, so I'll defer that to the motion maker if they want to amend their motion.
And that was Commissioner Wallace.
Was that me?
Would you accept the motion to, and the second?
Or no?
Do you accept it?
Yes.
Thank you, okay. So then the motion on the floor is to send items 10D and E with the removal of the,
Adaptive planning with Office Connect, that's part of the actual amendment to the contract. And then that would also amend the total hours and the price point.
and staff can do the subtractions offline. Everybody okay
Jacob
with
could
that?
work with the contractor to get the contract amended. I mean, basically, it's a numbers amendment, really.
Okay. Before we vote on that, though, I do have one question. You mentioned some kind of selling thing, and then you said it's sort of like Amazon. So this would be something for the county to have like a marketplace?
Not necessarily. What we do a lot, for example, in IT, we buy a lot of equipment all across the board. And many times you cannot get that from your regular supplier, or you cannot get it expediently enough. So we go to Amazon, look at pricing. If we find a good price, we just buy it on Amazon. And you physically go on the Amazon site, which is usually either you do it on your own account or whatever. And so to be able to do that as an official county way of purchasing items is to integrate it into Workday and make it more seamless, because you can then just go into Workday and do it from there.
Okay. When you mentioned Amazon, I didn't think of buying from Amazon. I thought of Amazon as a seller, hence my question. Okay, that explains it. Thank you very much. Seeing no other speakers, please vote on the amended motion.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Moving on to 10F, Budget Amendment Information Technology Grant Fund. FEMA and State of Michigan 2024 State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program for $166,798. Do I need a motion to move 10F to full board?
Support.
Thank you. Commissioners Lucido and Grodd made the motion and seconded it to move 10F to full board. Jaco?
Commissioners, this is for a budget amendment for a security grant that we managed to get for this year, which is $166,768. It is managed by State of Michigan with CISA, FEMA, and DHS, their federal partners. I also just want to mention that this funding offset the cost of Zscaler, which we brought to you first month, I think in January of this year.
Thank you. Seeing no speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Item 10G, Agreement for Information Technology Maintenance Agreement for first quarter of 2026 for $1,525,480.34 for Dell, Microsoft Services, and Mitchell and McCormick Visual Health Net Services. I need a motion to move 10G to full board.
So move.
Thank you. Commissioner Haw and Wayno made the motion and seconded to move 10G to full board. Jaco?
These are the regular maintenance items I bring to you pretty much every month. This is, I think, the biggest one we have, the Microsoft one, because we are a Microsoft shop and have a license for every employee or licenses. So that's the first and the bigger one. And then VHN is the health system, which will be replaced by Patagonia, the new system that we just finished implementing for the health department. So next year, this will not be there, but that will be replaced with Patagonia.
Thank you. Commissioner Haw?
Thank you, Chair. Hi, Jaco. Were these reflected in the 2026 budget?
In the maintenance part.
In the maintenance part. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Item 10H, purchases with information technology for the 2026 annual operational equipment needs countywide. There's no amount specified. I need a motion to move this to full board.
So moved.
Board. Thank you. Commissioner Lucido and Perna made the motion and seconded it to move 10H to full board. Jaco?
Commissioners, this is the our annual spending, pretty much operational spending, which include things like PCs, laptops, printers, the replacement thereof, repairs, and then network issues, fiber fixes, audio, video, and other items that is not covered under maintenance. It also includes some hardware and software needs from the departments as they change locations or staff or things like that. It includes unit pricing, which is something that we negotiated with this board, I think, around about 2017. We did that just because of the fact that we have these purchases basically on a daily basis and different quantities. Obviously, if it goes over $35,000, we come to you for a bigger purchase.
Thank you. Commissioner Sabatini?
Thank you, Chair. Jacob, just a quick question. In regards to the printers, are all these printers networked in, or are these individual printers for specific departments or individuals?
They are mostly networked in. 4 departments. So we have a lot of those network printers all over the county, but there are individual printers here and there, but, you know, absolute minimum. I cannot give you the exact number, but you know.
And with these printers, are these under service contracts, or are these, we just buying these outright and maintain them
So-
ourselves?
So we have an agreement with a company, Bertka, that how it works is they provide us printers that have been refurbished, so it's not brand new printers. It's very cost effective if you compare that with brand new printers. They very timely. We literally call them and say we have a printer out at health. We need this model, and they come out that same day or the next day and replace the printer for us with a refurbished printer. It really works very well for us. And I think it saves us a lot of money too.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Kraft.
Thank you, Chair. Jaco, I appreciate you throwing out that year that this was worked on, but I also don't appreciate it because I worked on that with you, and that was a while ago now at this point. The question I have for you is the breakdown in the cost. For this year, it looks like about $1.5 million. If I add up what we spent last year, it's about half of that, but I'm guessing there were different projects last year than there were going forward here, and that's the discrepancy in the dollars.
That's correct.
And
The ask this year is also bigger. We had, we pretty much busy with the replacement of the 2020 laptops that we installed, was 1,300 of them. And we kind of divvied that up, and a large part of that is being done this year.
Gotcha.
So that pushed the cost up for that part of it. But yes, our total ask was more than this, and we've really worked hard to reduce the budget to a level that, you know, we can all live with.
Thank you, Jaco, and thank you for continuing to do this. I think it's easy for us to see. It's easy for you to just do it all in one swoop and then get on with your work. Thank you, Jaco. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Jacob, do we do as much printing now as we have done in the past? Does anybody track our paper usage?
I think paper usage is tracked with some of our printers, not all of them, especially the more intelligent printers, if I can call it that. But those are also purchased by purchasing the bigger units. But I mean, theoretically, yes, I think we do print much less than what we used to print. I can also tell you that the budget that we have for that has been reduced from its original levels, and it seems like every year we have less of that. So, you know, and we keep kind of, as that reduce, we also reduce our budget.
Now, you say the bigger printers are purchased by purchasing, which
Yes.
implies that your department purchases the smaller ones?
Yes, those are the big Ricoh printers. That's actually, you will probably have in this office one as well. And with those, you can fax and you can do all sorts of other things. And what we do is connect it to the network, and that's pretty much it. And it's managed by Ricoh themselves. But those are the big units. It's not the regular HP and so on that we use in general.
So the manufacturer manages the printers for us?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They send people out to fix it if there's problems. They're pretty reliable, but
Okay, so we have some kind of contract for that, I
Yes.
assume, for them to do that management.
yeah. But that is managed and handled by purchasing.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no other speakers, please vote.
Commissioner Grote, the system didn't receive your vote. Would you like me to vote? Oh, motion passes 11-0.
Thank you. Item 10I that was originally on the agenda has been removed, so we're done with department recommendations. We'll move to public participation. This is an opportunity for anybody in the public to comment on anything or speak about anything they'd like to for a maximum of 3 minutes. Public participation, second call. Anyone from the public, third call for public participation? Hearing and seeing none, I will close public participation and move to commissioner comments. I'm not sure if I'm in the right place because my screen shows public participation, but it says Commissioner Goike.
Well, it said commissioner comments when I pushed it.
Good, okay. Well,
So-
you've got him.
Do I have the floor?
Do you wish to speak?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a quick, I wanted to give the board on how them jobs normally work. You hire an architect, engineer to design something. They put their stamp on it, and that's usually the people that will check and do inspections to make sure that the general contractor is going to do what that requires. So the general contractor has a project manager, and he's the one that does the timelines, making sure that the materials get there so that he can have people not tripping over themselves. You start with the footing first, not the roof. So they're the ones that do that. And they're also line up to make sure that when the materials are delivered, the receipts, if it calls for number 5 rebar, that's what they're, so that it meets all the requirements. So therefore, I'm not we are the purchaser, the county's agent. So when I asked Ben, it's like you only need to stop by. All you, once a week would be to check their project manager's stuff and then to bring up anything. That's why I feel that this is an extra expense that's already paid for in the price by, the general manager, or the general contractor that's doing it, as well as the architect and the engineer. So I wanted everybody to understand where I was coming from on that project. Because if you look in your own communities, when you do a water line or something like that, if the city's running it themselves, they have their own guy on there full-time. But if it's a new project or something where they hire an engineering firm, which mostly happens, that's the inspectors that do that. And then the gas company will send out their inspectors because of the project, because they want to protect the utilities, so on and so forth. So that's normally the general contractor's responsibility. So most of the projects that Ben does for us in the county, I totally get them having, their people, because it looks at all these smaller projects. But when it's a larger project like that, that's normally how it actually works. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Wallace.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to do an open invitation to anyone that wants to take the opportunity to read to the members of Martha T. Berry. Members, residents, thank you. So myself, I'm starting next Friday evening. Crystal set it up for me. I need to double check my calendar. I think it's next Friday evening. I will start a mystery novel. So whoever wants to come after me can just pick up. I already have a city commissioner from Mount Clemens and a sorority in our area that will also be participating. So if anyone wants to jump in, we can make it something continuous, because they do not get a lot of visitors, and it wouldn't take much time if you want to just take like one day out of the month. So it's up to you. Just wanted to open it up to you guys. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I did reading at a local elementary school, and I was surprised and very pleased that they were actually teaching the kids cursive.
Really?
So many of the kids now aren't being taught cursive, and I don't know if anybody still writes checks, but how do you write a check and sign your name without knowing how to write
They
your name
literally
in
don't know.
cursive? Anyway, I was very happy that they were doing that. On a second note, I recently read an article about how a software engineer in Spain got access, who has a one of these robo vacuums, the little vacuums that run around your house, but it has a camera and a microphone on it. And he was able to, he was trying to get control of his vacuum through an alternate method of using his game controller instead of the app that he had on the phone. Anyway, he wasn't trying to maliciously hack in. He was trying to hack in to use a different controller. And when he got in, he did get in, and when he got in, he found that he had access to the cameras on over 7,000 robo vacuums around the world in 24 countries. That in itself doesn't mean anything to you if you don't have a robo vacuum of this company. But the point is that there's a lot more things coming with cameras and internet connections now. And if they have a microphone, it could be live anytime. And if it has a camera, it could be live anytime. And we don't really know who's watching and listening. So just beware. So you can't even do things in your own home that you should be able to do in the privacy of your own home because it's not private necessarily.
That's right.
I mean, everything from refrigerators to washing machines have internet connections now. I don't know if they all have cameras that face out and microphones, but there has been several things about smart TVs that have cameras on them and microphones. So just things to think about. Commissioner Zinner.
Thank you. I want to thank Roads for always being there for us, the road department. There was an area on a road near my house that I was made aware of, and I went over and checked it, and it was pretty bad, and they came and fixed it. Then I went to check it again and went down the road to the end of to the South River Road, and I found this huge hole. It was deep. So I said, next time I come out from the house, I'll get my yardstick and measure it, take a picture and send it. So I went by today and I said, oh, this looks like it's got all fresh dirt and gravel or whatever it was on it. And I said, that hole is going to be filled in. And that hole was filled in. I couldn't even find the hole. And so they were on it, they were on everything. And as I turned, I thought, they're going to fix this thing, and they did. And I just appreciate them. And, you know, we send in their request and all of that, and they do take care of us. It just sometimes takes time and whatever. But the road department has a lot of roads to take care of. And I think we need to make sure we recognize them, how good they do and how much they do for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers,
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
thank you, Commissioner Groton. Lucido made the motion, seconded to adjourn. Please vote.
Rid of that.
Motion passes 11-0.
Thank you.